Ellis Island. Some called it the Island of Hope, others the Isle of Tears. For more than 8 million immigrants who arrived on America's shores in the first decade of the new century, this was the promised land. Passage through Ellis Island could be a terrifying ordeal. Inspectors looking for signs of physical or mental illness that could mean deportation, and questions sometimes hard to understand. What is your name? Do you have a job? Are you an anarchist? Most who arrived were admitted. Once through immigration, they came on to Manhattan. By now, more than a third of New York's population were immigrants. On the streets of the Lower East Side, the blur of a dozen languages. Here, Jews and Catholics from Poland, Hungary, Italy, and Russia became Americans. America was a land of opportunity, but the streets were not paved with gold, as many had led to believe. Life was not easy for these new Americans. The crowded city streets were exciting places. They could become places of disaster and nightmare. A fire in downtown Baltimore in the winter of 1902 destroyed the city's business district. The San Francisco earthquake and fire was the worst disaster of the decade. Hundreds were killed in the 1906 earthquake. But most loss of life and property was due to fires. Broken gas lines and electrical wires started fires that raged out of control for 2 days. 6 square miles of the city were destroyed. 1,000 people killed. 250,000 left homeless and without food. President Roosevelt asked Congress to appropriate $2.5 million for relief. Food and water were carried in by Army pack mules.